Hey guys, welcome aboard. It's operations time again. We're going to split this one up into two parts again because it's getting a little bit long, and I think this video is going to be about 18 minutes long or so, and we're going to be doing all of the west side industries. So we're going to be doing one run around all the way at the Huntington Beach end. So we're going to make our way out of the yard and through Orange County all the way over to Huntington Beach before we do our runaround maneuver. Now, if you remember from my last video, I talked about setting up JMRI to do just certain industries, and so this is the part one video where we're only going to be doing west side facing spurs. So if you're familiar with my layout, you can see there I've got two sort of mainline tracks at west that we're on right there, and an east side on both sides of the layout. And it makes for a more efficient train to do just industries on either the west or the east. So this is, again, it's just going to be the west side. We're going to make our way all the way over to Huntington Beach, but before we do that, we're going to stop over here by Athearn, which you see in the background is one of the industries that is going to be switched out in part two. And the beverage company just to the left off screen there, they're going to be getting these last three cars here. So the two brown box cars and the tanker. So we don't need to pull them all the way into Huntington Beach, so we're going to disconnect them over here and just leave them sitting on the west side main line. All right, time to make our way into Huntington Beach and then get into the switching over there. And we're just getting into Westminster here, just north of Huntington Beach. The default position there for our two mainline tracks is for the west side to be always available initially. So we're going to pull through and head to the south end of this west side mainline. We'll disconnect from our train, and the locomotive will begin our one and only runaround maneuver. And this will allow us to then shove back into all of our facing spurs, which you see one right there, locomotive's just going across it. That's the spur going into Surfer's Outlet, and they'll be the first industry that we switch out. Second one will be the funky little cardboard temporary industry there right in the background there. That's terrazzo and marble. And we're going to stop past the turnout here and let the conductor unlock and move the switch so we can do our runaround. And for the sake of video length and not having to watch some giant hairy conductor arm reach around, I've cut all of the switch outs out of the video there, so you don't see that. So conductor has switched us over, hopped back on the train, and we're heading back up on the east side main line to get around our train. And again, the default position for the switch right here is for the west side. which we took coming in, so we're going to have to stop. Conductor's going to have to jump out, unlock it, and flip it over for us. And the conductor's going to flip it back so we can come back into the back of our train there on the west side. So we'll pick up all of our cars here, and shove back into the last rail-gone gondola there. I think we've got 3 gondolas. They will eventually be going into Sanford and Son Salvage. And we're connected up to our train. Conductor has hooked up the hoses. We're now ready to have him run all the way over here and switch over our turnout into the spur for Surfer's Outlet. So there are 3 boxcars over here at Surfer's Outlet. We're actually only going to take 2 of them as pickups. And that yellow rail box car is going to be going back in with the Kansas City brown box car and the yellow TTX there. Those are going to be dropped off again at Surfer's Outlet. Apparently big demand for surfboards right now. It's the winter season here in Southern California. That's usually when we get some good storms off the coast and get some big waves in California. So we'll pull all 3 of these boxcars out of the spur, and then we'll shove them back onto the main line and drop off that brown UP and the light blue boxcar. Again, allowing time for our conductor to switch the turnouts for us and hop back onto the back of the train. And again, he's got to do that switch, the turnout there for the main lines. And this end of the layout has only recently started getting a little bit of work if you're new to the channel. We've got our backdrop temporarily placed. So scenery may be just slightly sparse here, but it's a work in progress. So we've dropped off our 2 pickups, and now we're going to pull forward and then shove back into the spur. We're going to return that first yellow rail box car and the next 2 ones there, the Kansas City Southern and the TTX box car, are going in with a new load of surfboard making supplies. Alright, we'll spot our 3 incoming cars here. over at the industry, disconnect, and head on out. Let the conductor jump off over here and switch the turnout. And now we will head out into the next industry there, which is right behind the train. That's the terrazzo and marble. We're going to be picking up those two cars that are sitting on the spur. The aqua-colored car and the green box car. And we're going to be dropping off the blue Golden West Services car. So setting up JMRI this way definitely makes for a little bit more efficient train. The nice thing about JMRI is you can make multiple trains going to multiple different industries or just an individual industry. I highly recommend using it for your operations session if you've got a switching layout similar to this. And also for all of the locations, I have them set for each individual industry. And I'm also using the random function. If you're familiar with JMRI, you can set a percentage for each industry, and it will randomly ignore some of the cars that are in there. For instance, like the one that we had in Surfer's Outlet there, the yellow car, it was already there, but it kind of ignored that and just had us place it back in. And that's what that function does. So you're not picking up every single car every single time you go out to an industry. So it makes for a little variety in your switching. Alright, so same thing that we did at Surfer's Outlet, we're going to do here at Terrazzo and Marble. We've picked up our two pickups. We're going to let the conductor switch us back so we can shove them all the way back with the other pickups that we did over at Surfer's Outlet. And then we'll drop off this Golden West blue boxcar and then head on out to Sanford & Sons salvage with our 3 gondolas and all of our pickups in tow as we make our way back north through the layout. Locomotive for today's train is the Scaletrains SD40T-2, former Southern Pacific tunnel motor. That's been repainted, renumbered, and is doing service here on our Southern California Union Pacific line. And actually, after looking it up, I figured out what the actual this line is called in the real world. So we're actually modeling kind of two different industrial leads. One of them is the part of the Santa Ana industrial lead. That's sort of the part that we came in on. And this end over here, heading into Huntington Beach, is called the Union Pacific Stanton industrial lead. That's because it kind of starts in Stanton. That's where our Sanford & Son recycling is, here just off to the right of your screen. Alright, we've got our incoming Golden West service boxcar set. Time to head out of the spur, let the conductor switch us over onto the main line again. We'll shove back and pick up all of our pickups that we left out on the tail end of the line. Alright, so we've got our box cars that we picked up from the two industries. We'll grab all of them and head back north. Giving some time for the conductor to hook up all of the air hoses before we depart. And we'll make our way out of Huntington Beach and over to Stanton to start work on switching out all of these gondolas. And again, don't forget to tune in to part 2 where we do Sanford & Son salvage here and a couple of the other industries where we left those box cars on the north side of the layout. In part 2, we'll leave it for now right here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and if you're new, go ahead and subscribe for more videos like this, operations and layout updates as I build my Southern California Union Pacific Orange County line here. Thanks, bye.